What is Tunare doing in Western Waste? If you watch the Cazic Thule video, you'll know that doing Tunare requires you to kill every single mob in Plane of Growth, similar to Cazic Thule requiring you to do every single mob in Plane of Fear. So why not just spawn her somewhere else and kill her instead of having to clear out the entire zone? Dave of Daveland here, and this is a 72 box raid on EverQuest EQ Emulator, local install on my computer. There's a video in the description box below that will show you how to set this up yourself so that you can do cool stuff like this too. Today we're going to take out Tunare, and we're going to do it in Western Waste. I have all the characters set up. It's important that you fight Tunare on a wall because I believe she has a knockback. I don't know if it's a weapon she's equipped with or if it's an ability she has. We'll check her abilities in just a second. But every time I fought her, she's knocked me back and she's rooted me for a minute, and it's like unresistible. And it's super annoying. I do not have a macro set up to dispel her buffs, and those damage shields will kill all my melee. So what I'm going to do is right before I pull her, I'm going to just take off all of her debuffs as if I casted a dispel. I will have to set that up in the future where I'm actually dispelling buffs off mobs, but I just don't have it set up right now. And again, these Shield of Bracken and Bracken Kill will kill all of my melee characters, so we'll just make it easier. Alright, let's pull up her stats and see what kind of stuff we're here to deal with. So here's Tunare, the goddess of nature, the super high elf. When I was a high elf paladin, I absolutely refused to kill her, and I actually went to the Plane of Growth and did the Nature's Defender quest, which was better than doing the epic because I couldn't get help doing my epic way back in the day, and Nature's Defender was pretty much good enough, and that you can do with one group for almost the entire quest. So Tunare has 530,000 hit points, fairly decent. Armor class 512, nothing to worry about. She is level 70, so she's gonna be resisting our spells, and she also has really high resist. So pretty much lures are the only thing that are gonna hit her, and maybe spells that have resist checks. She hits fairly hard, and she quads, and she flurries. But her accuracy is low, meaning she's not going to be like the Avatar of War, where she'll be hitting constantly. So we have that to note. She won't be hitting as hard. She is also slowable, but I don't know if we're going to get a slow off on her just because her resistances are really high. Not much else to note from her base stats. You will get KOS in Elflands, like around Fadark and Felwith and all that for killing her. So just know that don't kill her if you value classic EverQuest. You won't be going back, and I believe it makes doing some of the epic quests harder, if not nigh impossible, without fixing your faction, which you can do with a GM command if you're running your own server. So she has this attack proc that decreases your hit points by 800. So not only does she hit hard and quads and flurries, but she has this thing that she does even more damage. Be wary of that. Here's the root. Now this is unresistible, and it will root you for a minute. So keep that in mind. Once that's on you, you're not going to be moving. And I might use a cheat to move Dave back to the raid, just because I'm boxing and I can't always react to things in ways that I wish I could. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Does she have anything else that we need to worry about? These are mostly like spells from other classes like druids and stuff. So I'm not really worried about anything in here. I'm mostly worried about the root and the nuke. And yes, this is the knockback. Power of the Forest is the knockback. It says pushback 20. So she's going to push me back and root me. So because of that, we're going to tinker against a wall. We're going to tinker against this wall right here to make it a little easier. I think a complete heal chain is going to be wise for this fight, but I don't know with Dave getting knocked back if maybe we should not use a complete heal chain. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to try it without the complete heal chain. And if I see my clerics are getting low on life, I'll swap to a complete heal chain, and we'll see how that goes. So here we go. She's actually not KOS to me, or I should say I'm not KOS to her. She's KOS to me. I'm totally going to kill her. So I'm going to first nuke her debuffs. So I'm going to do nuke buffs, pound nuke buffs as the GM command. It's going to knock all of her buffs off her. And I'm going to pull her. And you know what? We are going to need a complete heal chain. I just realized that because of how hard she hits. So let's set timing 5 seconds. And I'm going to pull her. Oh, and I'm already rooted. So I'm going to do go to Arthur just to move back. So that's part of the cheating I was going to do. And I'm going to take that debuff off me just to get into position. And, you know, I really should have pulled with a puller, and I didn't. But I'll try not to... Oh, is she not coming? Oh, she's casting. That's interesting. I don't remember her doing that. I think I charged her last time. I think the best way to fight her is to charge her. So here she comes. Maybe. Maybe she will. Interesting. She'll have to run in eventually. Let's have everyone run to me. I will summon her to me if she refuses to move. Right now she's nuking me and dotting me, and honestly she's just wasting my time and her mana, which I don't know if she has unlimited mana or what her mana is like, but it looks like she's just going to keep rooting me and dotting. So I'm going to summon her to me, and then I'm going to move off her for a second. So there we go. Alright, now I should be fighting her. Yep, I'm fighting her. Okay, so as a boxer, as a GM on my own server, I do make concessions and change fights a little bit. I really should have just charged her. That would have been the correct way to fight her. Now it's like we did charge her, except we are here, and I'm not quite up against the wall, which is problematic. I can summon her and move her. That's okay. That's why I didn't want to charge her. I wanted to be against the wall. So we're going to debuff her, and we're going to do N as lure magic. So we use our lures on our wizards. There's that push. Wow, she knocked me up the wall. So we're gonna pull her to. I'm gonna see if she comes. Wow, that's interesting. Interesting. I don't remember that when I fought her last time. I fought her, I remember her knocking me up like that. So I'm gonna engage her. And I think what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to wonder. I'm gonna see what happens if I wonder if I can just free tank her. Whoa. Interesting. What I'm gonna do... Okay, she summoned me back. That's good. I'm gonna turn off the complete heal chain. So I'm gonna do /RS stop heal chain. You're gonna hear some beeping. I apologize for the beeps. But we have to keep the video going for the fight. So now the clerics are gonna heal anyone, and we're just gonna let anyone tank Tunare. Because she's got that root, she's got that knockback, and I don't want to keep summoning myself to her because I feel like that's cheating too much. So she's gonna, the clerics are gonna heal whoever gets aggro, and that should be fine. She actually isn't hitting very hard. You can see Dave's life is barely moving because she's casting a lot. You can see my clerics and druids, and I forget who else is healing. The beast lords might be healing. Oh, sorry. More beeps. That's just the macro starting over. The reason it beeps is because I don't have veteran AAs, and I actually don't know how to fix them. I don't know how to enable the veteran AAs, and because of that, it's erroring, showing errors. I could probably edit the startup script to not do that, and I don't know how, and I don't want to mess up E3. E3 is the macro library that I'm using to run these characters. I didn't write them. I actually met the guy who wrote the original script, the original E3. I raided with him on Project EverQuest probably back in like 2008 or 9, maybe 2010. I remember I broke my foot and I was home from work for like 6 weeks on short-term leave, short-term like disability from work. And I met a whole bunch of raiders, and I used to play with them. That's how I got into boxing. I only boxed like 6 back then, and then eventually 12, and then I tried 18, but it was too hard for me back then. It just wasn't really something I could do. And then if you've probably heard my stories, I boxed 6 on live. I still do. I have 6 lifetime accounts, and then I boxed 72 here. I sometimes will box 6 on the emulator, but honestly, if I'm going to box 6, I'll box on live because there's so much more to do. And I obviously don't use MacroQuest. I don't want to get banned. I use IS Boxer, and Dave never really seemed to have a problem with IS Boxer. It seems like Dave doesn't really care as long as you're not automating. And I don't automate, I just broadcast. Makes it a little easier to control everyone. So Tunare is really not that hard because she just casts spells a lot. And I think she's casting over and over again because you can see Dave's life bar is kind of not moving very much. This is a lot easier than I thought she'd be. And I think if she was a tank, more like a DPS, not a caster, she'd be so much harder because she quad flurries for so much damage, even though her accuracy isn't super high. But you can kind of see, even with that, I guess he kicked me across the battlefield. That's so badass. And the root is worn off, so I'm going to run back at her and get my G boots and charge back at her. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Let's see if I can get my back to the wall. So we can get her over here. And I can't. I'm just going to move her. Put her right here. Oh, that wasn't us. Right, there we go. Move her out of the way. Nope. Forgot she knocks you up the wall. That is such a cool ability. That's like what Cazic Thule's avatar power should be like. But if it hit everyone, they just go flying. I guess I could have cast Levitate. Hello! I should have cast Levitate. Wait, I wonder if it's too late. I wonder if it's too late. Let's see if we can get Levitation on Dave. Let's see what this does. I don't know. Alright. Oh, she interrupted him. Alright. So, we're not gonna... She's almost dead at this point. Doesn't matter. But, alright. Note to self, and I'm sorry for not covering this in the beginning, because I've only fought Tunare one other time. And I kind of did it kind of cheaply with summons and stuff. But yeah, you're gonna want to levitate so that the knockback doesn't fling you across the zone. That would be how to counter it. Wow, jeez, that's so funny. Oh, Dave's low on life. Oh, there's John. Yeah, even like Mary. Look at Mary's like mana and Shelby's mana. Just nobody's casting a whole lot of spells healing wise because she's just not hitting that hard because of all the spells that she's casting. I suppose the damage shield would have been killing me right now, but again, I dispelled it with a GM dispel, but I would have just used Pillage Enchantment on like one or two enchanters. So Tunare's dead. I'm curious what she'll drop, because again, I don't kill her very much, and on this server only maybe once or twice ever. I know she drops the best Rogue Piercer, and then she drops I'm gonna just dispel this off, right? And she also drops the, it's like an Essence of Nature, which is like +5 mana regen. It's the best mana regen item in the game right now. And she didn't drop it. What's this? Oh! This is a good monk chest. Not the best, but it's good. So let's see what the monks are wearing. They all have Ancient Wyvern Hide turn. Oh, Hops has a... So, you know, honestly, I like the armor class for a monk, and you can correct me if that's wrong, but the dexterity is good too. So I'm gonna leave it on there. But what's this? What is this? Oh, this is much better. The one that drops. So we'll go to Hops. And we're gonna give him 2, 5, 5, 4, 3, and we're gonna switch to Hops. And that's not Hops. Hops is down here. Sometimes I forget who's where. I have 2 stacks of EverQuest to make it a little easier to navigate. Oh, look at this. 3 golden leaf earrings. What better thing could drop? This is like your best in slot earring for a priest to max out their mana regen. Or to help max out their mana regen. So we're going to see the clerics first. Looks like we have several clerics. We have one, I see Eleanor, Jed, Sherry, and Colleen do not have it. So I'll give 3 of them out. We'll just go down the line. So we'll do Eleanor, Jed, and Sherry. Eleanor. So go to Eleanor. You're going to put that item. Nice mana upgrade and mana regen. It's a nice little of both. Can't complain about either. Oh, Jed doesn't have arms or gloves on. That's terrible. I'm gonna do something about that. And I know in my last video I showed Mary's gear. Her gear was pretty sad too. She had some pretty pathetic items on too. Still gotta gear up a lot. It's probably why I can't kill Vulak yet. He's still kicking my butt. How's this? Find slot chest only shaman. Generally the Planet Growth gear is not great, but it might be better than what they're using. Like this is probably this is much better than that. What's this one? Oh, that's decent. All right. I'll give it to Carly. I don't think Carly has gotten loot in a while. She's gotten good loot, but I don't think I've given her anything in a bit. So we'll give it to her. My shaman are pretty poorly equipped, unfortunately, and they buff the most. So you think I'd give them the most, but I don't. I believe this is gonna rot. I don't think this is like. I just don't think it's the best item for some 15, 21. I think I have better efficiencies, or I have avatar weapons. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this might be a best in slot for someone. I just don't think it is. I think better items are found in North Temple Nation. So I'm gonna let this one rot. So that's Tunare in Western Waste, and I'm just gonna clean up the corpse. So delete NPC corpses, and I think I just realized that I had a couple players die and they didn't get to get in on the loot. Let's see what's right. Anyone die? Dead guys? Yeah. So a couple characters didn't get the link through loop, but nothing dropped for them anyway. So if you liked what you saw and you want to see more of these videos, smash that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, share with your friends, and tell me more of what you want to see. And I'll do some more interesting videos, such as, multiple mob fights, or someone asked me to do a smaller raid. That's a little harder just because I have a script to log everyone in, but I might be able to do like an 18-man raid. Before I finish Velious, I can move on to Luckland. Maybe I'll do like an 18-man Atraconaut or Veneral Saddler or something like that. So until then, until next time I should say, next video, I will see you soon.